Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, hello, hello. This is another VOD review from yours truly. Vibe and Sonic, Alpha Squad Jalupi, whichever alias you want to go with. Right? Here we are. This game in particular was the very last match of rank within season 6.5, right before the start of season 7. I was just gaming this night, you know, trying to see what type of progression I can make towards the very end. I did not survive the let out for a multitude of factors, reasons. I was not even able to make it to Celestial rank this season. And so that felt like a letdown in itself, but at the same time, you know, it is what it is. Different reasons, including sometimes just playtime not being there, being on different accounts and whatnot, or just not playing at all. So didn't make it, but there's always next season, right? And done it before, so it is what it is. Now, with this game in particular, as you can see, and you'll also see at the end, but start this game off with me yet again being a solo tank because I have 3 selfish DPS. And spoiler alert, as you're gonna probably see in this thumbnail, I end up with the most kills on the team, right? So as we've seen with the letdown or the let out video, I've had games like this multiple times within the season where I'm doing an absolute fuck ton on tank, creating space, holding space, and even out fragging my duelist, whose main priority is to fucking duel and get kills, right? But no, instead Vibe and Sonic has to be at the top of the scoreboard with the most kills in a lot of these games. Now, as you can see, I'm not using Emma. I'm using Deadpool here. I've gotten myself out of Emma jail after I finally got her to champion, but I decided to start playing some other tanks that I knew how to play or was trying to learn more of and see how things go. So this is my most impressive game as Deadpool. It's just unfortunately it ends with a loss. So you'll go ahead and get a chance to see exactly what went wrong here. Okay. Now, because we were on offense, the whole 3 DPS thing was not as bad, because obviously the main thing we need to do is just try to force them back as much as possible. We have to provide a bunch of pressure, and if you have 3 DPS that are actually doing what they have to do, then in most cases that will be an overwhelming amount of pressure. Now, if you look at the scoreboard as of right now, Fuyusi is the one that's not really doing anything. So I want you to keep that name in mind, okay? Keep that name in mind. Don't forget it. You understand me? Now, the only bad thing is that if we get held up for too long, the difference is that because they have 2 tanks and we have 1 tank, a lot of times that means the other team's going to get their support also. Now, by this point here, they are already starting to get nervous, and on top of that, they go triple support. Now, triple support is actually the counter to triple damage in most cases, but the thing is that you also want to try to keep 2 tanks instead of 1 tank. So that was their mistake here, on top of the fact that we were just still, you know, just doing way more damage than they were no matter what. So, because as you can see here, Hawkeye's killing the invis out of her ult. I'm just constantly just all over the place, trying to do as much as I can to generate pressure and create space. And because at this point I have quite a few upgrades, just firing and firing and firing and slashing and dashing and dashing. Okay. But they start to hold us up here because they do have the triple support between the Atom Res, they have the heal pool, they have the Invis, and you know, my supports are having a hard time getting their ults up because it is just me and the fact that we are just generating so much pressure. Now at this point, they are starting to finally to push us back because again, they have that triple support to sustain themselves. So they're doing pretty well here. At this point, they are finally holding us and making us waste time. So we continue. For those that are interested in my upgrade order, as tank pool, I usually will upgrade the gun alt first. Then I will upgrade Deadpool in your area. And then for the most part, I will either do the dash or the guns. Either one, just depending on how that match is being played and what I'm doing in this match in particular. As you've seen so far, a lot of times since I've been the one that has been mostly been jittering a lot of pressure with the high jump, I decided to upgrade that first over the gun. So I do dash here, and then I did the guns, and then shield, and then the sword alt. And that's because for the most part, the gun alt, once it's upgraded, I like to just immediately look for a squishy, ideally a healer, ult them, so that way they have a hard time healing their team and just die. So the ideal scenario is that I look at a healer, I ult them. Now they have to choose between healing their team and possibly missing shots or their abilities and taking damage, which may lead to their death, or just not doing anything at all and just playing AFK. And if I'm able to also attack that healer at the same time, well, now that it's taking extra damage. Or I could also just attack the other healer while that healer that is ulted just kind of sits there, and now they can't really do anything. So now both healers might die at the same time because one is being attacked and the other one is taking ult damage from the banhammer. So just want you to keep that in mind. Now at this point, we're on defense. I say, yo team, you did pretty well there, but now we're on defense. Surely we don't stay with just one tank on defense, right? Okay. And no one swaps. Now, my Hawkeye, he offers to swap, but the thing is that he's the one that's been doing the most with me. And he has even killed healers out of their support ults. So I'm like, okay, if any of you is going to swap the tank, it should not be you. So you relax, pal, right? But my BP, and especially my Moon Knight, which as you saw was a whole different character at first. He was not Moon Knight, he was Wolverine. They could have done it, but ideally it should have been that Payusi guy. I told you, I told you to remember that name, right? Remember that name, okay? Because you're gonna see what I mean. So he's going through the roster. He's on Moon Knight now. Now he's trying to see if he can keep up, but it's not working out. It's not working at all. So they get the first checkpoint. We're trying to make our way back without staggering. They have gotten off a triple support, but that is because at the moment they have one support. So they are managing to do this with just one healer. And I'm like, wow, this is kind of crazy. But we killed the healer. So now we're starting to, you know, hold them back again. So things are looking good. So their team is also going through some chaos throughout the entirety of all of it, which is interesting, right? So we're still just trying to keep them at bay, and they're still trying to figure out who's going to play that second healer. They have two tanks, so again, like on my team, they just happen to have two DPS that are being selfish. Pretty crazy how often you get very selfish, egotistical DPS in your team in this game. It's a lot of main character syndrome a lot of times. And it's not to say that that doesn't apply to every role. I mean, we see what's going on with the supports right now with this whole support strike nonsense. But it is pretty crazy how often you'll get into games where you have DPS that is kind of insta-lock and they refuse to swap, and they will kind of force that role even when they are not performing. And it's like, I'm not even, because a lot of people when they see that, they'll say, hey, get off of DPS, go to support. And it's like, no. At the very least, I'm just saying don't play DPS, but just give me a second tank. But the default is that whenever somebody's doing bad and they are negative or barely even, the default is always to go support, go support, go support. And it's like, oh, 2-2-2. I don't like, what are you people doing? 2-2-2. Simple. So this team again is still managing to generate some pressure, even though they have one healer. But I'm trying to be as aggressive as possible. You know, taking selfies and whatnot. Now, as you can see, Fuyusi is just died and is now walking out of spawn as yet another DPS character, and not a tank, by the way. And so now he's score over. Now, keep in mind, I had typed in the chat that we should go 2-2-2 and let's just get a second tank multiple times at this point. But it's pretty clear that that's not happening. And so I just kind of give up and just hope for the best. And I'm still trying to take advantage of the fact that they have one healer. Now at this point, they finally get a second healer, but the guy goes at him. So you would think that we should still be at an advantage. And we definitely were for a minute. But things should start to change. So we're still holding this point here. They have 1 minute and 15 seconds left. They have the 2 healers. And they have Adam and Cloak, both of which almost have their ult, and the entire team in general are very close to their ults. Everybody's over half. Hawkeye dies, so his ult's gonna be a little staggered. But take a look at this. My backline is getting dove, so I have to get back, which I really shouldn't have to. But we all get absolutely knocked out by the strange ult, and this shields up, so that's great. But we still have a death or two. So there's a lot of ults happening here. We've got the strange ult, magic ult wipes out as well. My healers are doing a thing where they just kind of back up and back up and back up and back up. My rocket ults, but by the time he ults, I have already died, and I had my ult, but I was not able to, because I didn't have the second or the sword ult yet, and so I didn't think it'd be a good idea for me to ult there. Although maybe I should have just did it anyway, because you know I want to die. But the thing is that a lot of times, because I do want to use the gun ult, I'll actually try to look for a specific intended target. So that's the only thing there with that. And although that ult is pretty good with, you know, giving yourself extra health and overshield, the final test one, the sword ult, especially when you get a jackpot, is even better for stalling, because you just kind of jump around and go crazy and try to falls. So that was the unfortunate thing. Now they have 51 seconds, and as you can see now, the fact that we do not have 2 tanks and just have 1 tank and a DPS that is getting destroyed, it is becoming blatantly obvious that that is not good for this particular matchup, even though they do have a guy trolling on Adam. Because, I mean, the guy is getting his ult, which he uses here to revive everyone, so now they're back. And so, you know, here's another fight. They have a cloak ult. We don't have anything, so we only have 1 tank. We almost have the invis ult, but it's just not there soon enough. And so by the time she gets it, pretty much the entire team is dead. They walk us down, and as a result, she says shields up, dies immediately. So now we go to overtime. Whereas if we had the second tank, she would have had the ult in time, and it could have just been a big stall between that and the cloak ult, and then we would have gotten the rocket ult afterwards. And now since they have no ults, we would have had a rocket ult and then we would have won. So again, second tank would have been great. So now we get to overtime, right? The guy that was on BP the entire time, he decides to finally listen to me, and he goes second tank. He goes Hulk, but he does go second tank. The guy that was on Hawkeye, he is now on Bucky, and Fayusi, which is the name you need to pay attention to again, is now on BP. Now they have a Hawkeye still, and my Hawkeye has gone Bucky. Now it was better when he was on Hawkeye because he was actually contesting the other Hawkeye. You know, they're kind of ego challenging each other quite often. So now at this point, again, trying to generate some pressure. I do the banhammer on Adam, but nobody's looking at him with me, and he manages to stay alive throughout all of that because of his insta heals, as well as the fact that he was clearly hitting his shots, which he only took like 1 or 2 shots anyway, but I think it's just important. So now they have the Cloak ult. My Invis dies mid ult, says shield up. Obviously Rocket tries to ult to save it, doesn't work out, so now we have no ults and they still have their Adam ult. So this was one of the first signs of holy moly, it's looking chalk, since we end up having a shields up that just got immediately deleted. You know what I'm saying? So again, no support ults. We're gonna go ahead and walk up here and try to fight this, and you see the little ticker for the maintenance warning. So like I said, this is literally the very last match for the everything reset. I'm trying to get them all here, but I can't stay alive because there's a magic backline that is causing everybody to back up. He's wreaking absolute havoc, and so we're not able to hold the point at all. I die, but everybody else doesn't. It's just myself and Bucky. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe we can do something here. Adam reses, and this Cloak is noticeably healing like crazy, because I mean, Cloak on their team, Cloak and Dagger was just hitting ult at ult, just so fast. It was ridiculous. Again, trying to get to point, but team not looking, so I die again. At this point, I felt like I was playing Death Simulator. It was pretty horrible. Bucky tries to ult, doesn't do anything because I mean Dagger just ults. So now we have to start over again because we don't have a support ult in time. As you can see, portal not able to be used. The UC is still doing absolutely nothing. So it's looking rough. It's looking rough. And it was to be expected, you know. It truly is insane just how much they were able to do with this guy on Adam versus us having, you know, actual ults. But again, that very first fight, I mean, you get one canceled out and the other one doesn't matter. So here we are again. Rocket uses his ult. I ult Cloak, trying to get her out of here. She dies, so I just killed 2 people. Trying to kill Hawkeye, but he kills me. They are missing a healer, and despite them missing a healer, I am not seeing any kills on the screen until I come back again. So now I'm killing. I'm really killing everyone. Now it's just Strange on the point, and Thor, the Adam comes back, he revives himself. My team is backing up again because of the magic. The magic is killed, but the magic has managed to stall another time that now they're able to have their healers back on a point with them. So they're still pushing the cart. The team took too long to take advantage of the fact that they had 1 healer on their team. So I'm like, wow, this is just nasty. So I'm literally just trying to make plays at this point because it's like, how, you know? We get another rocket ult. trying to take advantage of that. And so here we are. The UC, who's on Bucky, is finally able to do something good. But as you can see, it's an overtime, and they almost get to the third point. So the scary thing is, what will we do? Right? How will we respond to this? We have 3 minutes to start this overtime, but does the 3 minutes matter or not? That is the question. So with the fast forward here, we get ready. At this point, I believe the UC feels pretty confident that Bucky will be his saving grace as far as his numbers, because as you can see, he is 25 and 15. So, I mean, look how much he had to go through just for his stats. Look at what they do. And at this point, Hawkeye is the only one that is by my kills. He actually has more kills than me at this point. So, pretty crazy, right? But we start off pretty well. We get a kill on a tank right away. And we pick off a lot of people right away. I'm aping. I'm doing a lot of damage, generating a lot of pressure. And just trying to push them back. Just trying to push them back. Because, I mean, we have the extra time. Doctor Strange, Portal. He's back. Adam's back. So they're stalling. But we got to get rid of them. You know? Got to get rid of all of them. But my team is getting absolutely destroyed right now. So got to back up and reset, unfortunately. So they managed to successfully waste our time. They use a portal, but at this point, timing is key. So I kind of ignore the Thor, and I'm trying to go backline again. Get rid of these healers to help us be able to move up. They don't have Adam anymore. So all they got is Cloak. Obviously, Cloak is cloaking me, which is great. We love that. But they die again. We have another reset. So here we are. Now we've already used a rocket ult, and they still have the Cloak ult and their Adam ult. They have a Hawkeye ult. They have Magic ult. They have Strange ult. They have Thor ult. They have every single ult. But they made the mistake of getting off the point. So I did not think that they would do that, which is why I had already ulted Adam. So it is what it is. So now we die here. Got to do another reset. They still have an Adam ult, and they still have a Hawkeye ult. Everything else has already been used. We still have Invis. We have 20 seconds, 17 at this point, to get towards the point and start moving it again, because they currently have it stopped. And my Invis kind of ults immediately, which I don't think was actually necessary at all, but you know. So we're using a lot of ults like quickly, and in a lot of ways, I don't know. Managed to kill the Cloak out of our ult, so that was a big one. That was a big one right there. I was like, okay, we might have a chance, because her getting her ult as often as she was a big problem the entire time. So again, just trying to generate some space, create some pressure. I'm fully maxed out as well. They portal again. So they're doing pretty good. Trying their best to stall. Again, ulting the support to try to get her to take damage and die, which works out. So they're all do nothing there. Get a wipe. We just gotta kill the magic. Do. So again, another good one.
I hope this little robot has what it takes.
There's still a chance to stop them.
Another good one.
Better stop that vehicle.
So we just gotta pretty much see what happens next.
Now might be a good time to stop them.
But I noticed here that Magic is trying to stay along the side. They almost have a cloak ult again, by the way. And we have the invis and almost a rocket. Magic is doing her best to distract. Working out. Use the invis ult. They have the cloak ult. Adam reses everyone. And then we use a rocket ult. But the rocket ult is not enough to save us from all of this death and destruction that is occurring on the site. As rocket dies, I die, invis die, everyone's dying, and pretty much after the Adam ult and him bringing everybody back, they just kind of jump us on a point. They clear us out, and we ultimately lose.
2-5.
And so that is your final scoreboard. That is my death and destruction. And so as you can see there at the end, the important thing to note is that our support ults were overlapped a little too soon over each other. And because of that, everybody just kind of got wiped out for free, for nothing. So Cloak and Dagger on their team with almost 70,000 heals. On my team, I have close to 50 at the most. It's very unfortunate to see. And so despite the crazy looking scoreboard, that is how I ultimately lose that match. Yet another game where I outfrag my duelist as a tank and lose the game anyway. It really is unfortunate. So hopefully you enjoyed that POV, because holy moly, what is going on? Somebody save me. Until next time, peace and blessings. Big salute. Bye.